what can we learn from these mistakes? Well, I think in the context of the long-range plan, all a long-range plan is one where Peadar is saying, right guys, for the next 10 years, or maybe the next 15 years, I'm going to travel north. I'm never ever going to travel east. I might nudge a little bit north-northwest, maybe northwest, depending on circumstances, but that's my direction pretty much. And about 12 or 13 years ago, I was talking to the CEO of a very large company, who's still one of our very few remaining standing titans, corporate titans. He said, Peadar, what's your BHAG? BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. Right? You hadn't heard of it? BHAG, I'd heard of either back then. He said, we have been spending the last 9 or 10 months trying to work out what's our BHAG. He said, we've decided we're going taking our flagship product, and it will be in the top 10 in its class within the next 10 years. Now, that was an emotional statement because they all wanted to believe that. He said, but we're actually spending a huge amount of time trying to work out, do we have the strategic initiatives that are big enough to bridge the gap between where we want to get to and where we're going to get to. Once they made their minds up on their direction, it became very easy then for the strategic business units within that group to take their bearings. Some were disposed of, others were realigned, but they were all focused on the long range plan. Now, 50 odd, as you might have guessed, I've lost the hair and so forth. I've learned to value no fluff, no fudge. And in the context of long-range planning and strategy, strategic planning and so forth, I have not yet come across a system better than a thing called Argenti. It's not RMI, it's Argenti. You can go online, you don't need to be a Harvard graduate, you don't need to be an MBA, you can apply it to your own organizations. There's a catch, however, in using Argenti. John Argenti is a guy who back in the 70s was one of the principal founders of the Long-Range Planning Society, now the Strategic Planning Society. Right? But there's a catch with Argenti. It's for people only who want to get the bad news first. That's a catch. That's a very, very big catch. It's for people who don't mind the serious interrogation and the violent interrogation of the answers given to questions.